Hey guys, Desolator Magic here, and it's time for more spoilers from the craziest set, Unfinity. And you know at the end of these spoilers, I'm going to cover the community's reaction to it. I'd say I hinted at it, I think I just outright stated it. People are pissed. And for like multiple different reasons, they're like joining forces where it's like the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and the enemy is WOTC. Woohoo! Space Jason stickers are legal and vintage. That's what we needed. Well, anyway, let's jump in with Clandestine Chameleon. So he's a 4-cost 4/3 legal in Eternal, creature lizard guest, and when he enters the battlefield, you get tickets. Tickets are illegal in all Eternal formats too. Then you would put a sticker, see my previous comment, on a non-land permanent you control. Clandestine Chameleon has all abilities of... Hold on. Okay, I'll read the rest of it. Clandestine Chameleon has all abilities of ability stickers on other permanents you own and cards in your graveyard, including Black Lotus. It doesn't say that, but if you read between the lines, I don't remember if when they just say abilities that includes mana abilities. I don't think it does, but is that considered, you know what? If it's a permanent and it's broken as balls, he now has their ability after you place his sticker, a little Liliana plushie sticker on your Black Lotus. This is the world we live in. I'm in a clown world. This isn't real. I'm just imagining this. Hey, speaking of stuff that was completely insane, shout out to everybody who showed up to that crazy stream earlier today where I took an absolute trash deck and just stomped everybody square in the balls on a premium draft, including one person that was cheating. The chat was losing it. I was losing it, but that's par for the course for every stream. So hey, hit subscribe and turn on the notifications, but only if you actually want to see my live streams. I don't really see why there's a reason to turn on a notification if you want like just regular videos, because I upload those like every day. Less than I used to, but there's less news, and when there's spoilers I do, a lot. But hey, let's move on to the next one. It's Grey Merchant of Alphabet. I don't even care what's on this card. I love it. Oh wait, it's Eternal Legal. Let me just... Let's set that to the side for a second while I read it. So it's 5-cost double black 2/4 creature zombie performer, and when Grey Merchant of Alphabet enters battlefield, choose a letter. And for each creature you control that has the chosen letter in its name, you gain 1 life and each opponent loses 1 life. So instead of Black Affinity, it's a 5-cost 2/4 that's based on letters. I mean, that is worse than Grey Merchant, I'll give him that. And naturally, the flavor text that just wraps it all up is like any young zombie, Gary dreamed of... God, they put Gary in it. Dreamed of escaping the underworld to join the circus. Next up, Ticking Mime Bomb. Great. Well, it's an acorn card, aka silver border, so alright. 4-cost red 2/2 artifact creature, clown robot mime. So you're gonna get some mileage out of that tribal. I'm not even making a joke, like it's in the set. So when Ticking Mime Bomb enters the battlefield without speaking or indicating any specific creature pantomime to a person outside the game, then they choose a creature you don't control. Ticking Mime Bomb deals damage equal to twice the number of robots you control to the chosen creature. But then it doesn't self-destruct, it just does it? Oh, wait. No, I reread it. I don't get it. It's whenever it enters the battlefield, so then, I guess it just sits there and is a 2/2. But doesn't it blow itself up? Like, wouldn't that be what it does? I would have laughed so hard if this was Eternal Legal. Can you imagine? You're at like a super high stakes Legacy or Vintage tournament, and you gotta like, you motion over a judge, and then you just start pointing and saying nothing. And they're like, that one? And then you blow it up. But you know what is legal? Memory test. It's just attractions in general. About half of them are legal, by the way. Not even joking. There's a 4 and 6 activation only, so it's got to be pretty good. And the text is so small, and the DPI is so crap on the spoiler, I can barely read it. So, this will be a hoot. Okay, so when it enters battlefield, target opponent exiles cards from the bottom of their library until they exile 5 non-land cards. Ooh. Then turns those non-land cards face down, and then when you visit it, so that's just when it enters battlefield. Not many of these have ETBs, actually. But when you visit it, which means you roll a 4 or 6, name the exiled face-down cards, all of them, then look at them. If you named them correctly, all 5 of them, turn them face up, then claim the prize. The prize is create 3 1/1 red balloon creature tokens with flying, then sacrifice memory test, and open an attraction. What happens if you fail? It says turn them all face up, so I guess the next turn you'd have a second shot at it. I kind of hate memory things because I'm like a little bit better than the average person at them and not good enough to like absolutely just dominate it, and I just don't find them fun. But I did become the richest human being in all of Fable 1 in about 10 minutes at a tavern. Oh, you either played the game or you didn't, and you get that reference. So next up, roller coaster. So this is a 3/6 attraction with visit. Creatures you control get +2/+0 until end of turn. Oh, ho, ho. And if you read the flavor text, the name of the roller coaster is Garuk's Wake. I mean, some of the writing and like the reference in this, but the whole set, Next up, Trust Chief Engineer, an Eternal Eagle card. It's 1 blue, 1 black, 1/3, legendary creature, Vidalcan Rogue Employee. When it enters the battlefield or another creature dies, put a hack counter on Trust. If you pay 2 and tap it, remove X hack counters from Trust, add or subtract X from a number or number word. Oh, I was going to say, this is ridiculous. No, I completely missed that. This is not Eternal Eagle. Anyway, add or subtract X from a number or number word on target spell or permanent until end of turn. This effect can't reduce the number below 1, which kind of ruins it, or a number word below 1, I guess either. You could have said a value can't go below 1. Well, it's a good card. You can do that at instant speed. I mean, it's pretty powerful. Next up, a Real Handful. It's a 4-cost black 1/1 creature alien child guest. And as long as 1 or more hands are touching a real handful, it gets +2/+2. As long as 2 or more hands are touching a real handful, it has Menace. And as long as 3 or more hands are touching a real handful, it has Lifelink. Doesn't specify whose hands. I'm starting to think you need a crowd of like biased people and a crowd of unbiased people, all just standing ready to help you draft this at whatever draft or pre-release hell this is going to be. What are they doing? Next up, we got Night Shift of the Living Dead. It's a 4-cost black enchantment, and after you roll a die, you may pay 1 life. If you do, increase or decrease the result by 1. Do this only once each turn. Okay, that's kind of nice. And then whenever you roll a 6, create a 2/2 black zombie employee creature token. Okay, so this is a big, big assist. It is Eternal Legal, but it's so specific, like whatever. Next up, Squirrel Stack. Oh god, is this the Emrakul reference? We'll find out. You'd only need 13 of them. That looks like more. So it's an attraction with visit. You have 5 seconds to stack dice on top of one another. So you need timers for this too. And people are going to lie about, oh, well, no, I started on time. No, he didn't. Yes, he did. I get it. This is casual, but like, I don't know where you play, but where I used to play, 1/3 of the people were tryhard douchebags who only care about winning. And they are petty, lying, just selfish pieces of crap. Should be fun. So anyway, prize. Create a 1/1 green squirrel creature token for each die you stacked above the 4th. Oh, above the 4th. Then sacrifice Squirrel Stack and open an attraction. I own an enormous amount of metal and or oversized dice. So, yeah, for this uncommon, yeah, they don't even say how you can stage them. I mean, probably not pre-stacked, but like, if they're around in a circle, I don't know, man. I don't like even 10 of them in 5 seconds seems hard. That's half a second each. I feel like I could maybe go a little faster than that without tipping them, but that's about it. So you can't get that much out of this, but I could see someone do it. By the way, if you want to see Squirrel Stack, the Squirrel Stack challenge, if you want to see the Doodle challenge, anything else, I'm pretty good at like optimizing and like speedrun stratting the crap out of pretty much anything like this. So I might upload that if you guys are interested. Let me know. Next up, Trash Bin, another Eternal Legal attraction. Visit, and this is only 2/6, which usually means it's powerful. Mill 2 cards, then return a card at random from your graveyard to your hand. Okay. Next up, we've got a red mythic, and there's always a bad red mythic in every set, and I wonder if they're going to meme on it. So, Opening Ceremony, it's a 6-cost sorcery. Add 1 of each mana color and 1 colorless in your mana pool. You may open a sealed magic booster pack. Really, they're doing that again. Until end of turn, you may cast spells from among the cards in that booster pack. Here's the problem. You already spent 6 on this, and I'm actually a little disappointed that this is silver bordered. I would love to see this at a Vintage and Legacy tournament. Next up, don't try this at home. It's a 2-cost red enchantment, and whenever a hot source you control would deal damage, it deals that much damage plus 1 instead. Something is hot if it has hot things in its art like fire or explosions. What about red mana symbols? Those are pretty hot. What about attractive looking females? Anyway, if you pay 2, sacrifice Don't Try This at Home. It deals damage equal to twice the number of hot cards in your graveyard to target creature or planeswalker. Okay, that's pretty spicy. Next up, we got an attraction, Cover the Spot. It's a common, and it is not Eternal Legal. So this one, it's 2, 3, 4, 6. It's pretty likely to hit. In fact, one would even dare say it's 67%. And if you visit it, drop 3 cards you own from outside the game, one at a time onto the play area from a height of at least 1 foot. If those cards completely cover the spot, claim the prize. That would be kind of hard to do. Let's see, does it say all at once? Oh, one at a time. Oh, that's way easier. Okay, so prize, you get 4 tickets, then you may put a sticker on a non-land permanent you own, and then sack it, and then open another attraction. Ah, yes, I believe I have played that Mario Party minigame. Next up, Lila or Leela, who knows, Hospitality Hostess. It's a 4-cost 3/3 legendary creature, elf employee, mythic. And it looks like she kidnapped a kid because I don't see their parents anywhere. So you may look at the top card of your library at any time, and you may cast common spells from the top of your library, and guests you control get +1/+1. Nice. Get it? Common courtesy. Anyway, next up, it's Animate Graveyard. It's a 5-cost black enchantment aura. Enchant your graveyard. Enchanted Graveyard. I already love this, is a creature on the battlefield with base power and toughness, each equal to the number of cards in it. It has the text boxes of all creature cards in it. It's still a graveyard. Good, I was worried. If Enchanted Graveyard would leave the battlefield, instead exile Animate Graveyard. Well, the text box includes like all the flavor text for relevancy. It also includes all the activated abilities. I mean, it's pretty good. Next up, Brim's Barone, Midway Mobster. It's a 5-cost uncommon 5/4 legendary creature human rogue, and when this card enters the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on each other creature you control that has a hat. Oh yes, hats are the most powerful weapon in this entire set. And this card has menace as long as you're wearing a hat. So 2 reasons you might want to bring one to any event that this is at, and then also don't attend one. This sounds awful. Next up, Discourtesy Clerk. Oh, we got a couple of those on my work. It's a 4-cost black 3/2 vampire employee creature, and when it enters battlefield, open an attraction. And then at the beginning of your end step, if you control 3 or more attractions, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. Okay, bit of a gamble. It's hard to close those. It's actually almost impossible, and when they close, they tend to reopen, but sure. Next up, Claire Daloon, Joy Sculptor. Legendary creature, human performer 2/3, and when she enters battlefield for the rest of the game, tokens you own become cards that are still tokens. What? Oh, they continue to exist after they leave the battlefield. Neat. So if you pay 3 tapper, you may put a token from your graveyard or hand onto the battlefield. Ooh. I almost feel like they could do something like this to a limited extent in, like, Standard, but I don't know. I don't want to give them ideas. That could go really right or really wrong. Next up, Solaflora, Intergalactic Icon. So it's a 5-cost white 3/3 legendary creature human guest, and auras and equipment you control attached to Solaflora Intergalactic Icon affect other creatures you control as though those auras and equipment were attached to them. Holy crap, I will assure you this is an Acorn card. So counters and stickers on Solaflora affect other creatures you control as though the counters and stickers were on them as well. That is beastly powerful. Next up, Done for the Day, aka me at about 9 in the morning on Mondays. It's a 3-cost green enchantment at the beginning of your end step. If you control an employee, a performer, or a robot, you may get 1 ticket or create a treasure token. If you control all 3, though, you may put a sticker on a non-land permanent you own. So it is your end step. You get it, basically right after you play this on the same turn. So this is pretty good. Weirdly enough, Eternal Legal. So I think 1 changeling would count as all 3. I'd have to see a ruling on it because it's a little vague. It says all 3, not 1 of each. And some of them are dual type, and changelings are all types. I could imagine it would count. So you put this in a legacy deck, throw out a changeling, probably already lose on turn 3. But if you don't, you could start dropping stickers onto non-land permanents you own. What? In fact, I think there's some paid ones that are a limited amount of tickets that just grant hexproof. It's a little slow. It's not as glass cannony as the absolute disgrace to the game that Legacy is. But if this was Modern Legal, people would be losing their minds. I don't love that it's Commander Legal, and I think that's where people are tripping. But yeah, this stuff Boy, really messed up. Next up, exit through the gift shop. Oh, that's an old meme. Okay, so it's a black mythic sorcery. You pay 3 and yell, "Who wants a souvenir?" and announce the name of a non-land card in your graveyard. Each player in an ungame who can hear you may bid life. This is already the best thing I've ever seen. You start the bidding at 0. The high bidder loses life equal to the high bid. They copy the card and may cast a copy without paying its mana cost. If you didn't win the bid, you gain life equal to the highest bid. So I assume by if you didn't win the bid, they mean like you bid at least once and got a valid bid in, not just everyone within earshot. Oh, and it's you gain life equal to the high bid and create that many treasure tokens. So everybody's going to want to bid, but nobody's going to be the lowest one. So in theory, this could get up to like, well, easily above 20, I guess. I don't know. This is kind of wacky. So when everybody but the winner, the latest bidder, decides they want to do something better with their time and their life and get back to their game, and the bid's already at like 16, you're like, won't somebody outbid me? You get, like, the card, and then everybody else gets 50 life and 50 treasures. Every single other bidder. There's not a high incentive to outbid people. Once you're like, I could take 4 treasures and 4 life. But if you haven't gotten a bid in yet, you would want to get some action, assuming that the interest from the other people is genuine and that you just want to not be the last one. This is intense. This could be a game by itself. It probably is. I don't know about you guys, but I love everything about this. This is absolutely insane. So next up, we got the most dangerous gamer. That's just Gohan in his Cyberman costume. Anyway, it's a 4-cost 2/2 legendary creature human gamer guest with death touch, and when the most dangerous gamer enters battlefield or attacks, open an attraction. Nice. This is Eternal Legal and it's a rare. Holy crap. Okay, so whenever you open an attraction, put a 1/1 counter on the most dangerous gamer. Whenever you claim the prize of an attraction, destroy target permanent. Holy crap, this is powerful. It costs 4, it's playable, and it's in Commander. My gosh. Next up, Tug of War. It's a 5-cost mythic green sorcery. Players play a sub-game. Oh, just kill me. Starting at 5 life and with up to 3 permanent cards from different names from their main game library on the battlefield. As the sub-game ends, the winner chooses one of the cards that they put into the battlefield as the sub-game began and puts it onto the battlefield rather than shuffling it into their library. So 3 best cards you start over at 5 and use, I believe, your remaining library? I've heard rumors of like 20 to 30 minute sub-games when people just choose the wrong deck or people just forfeiting the sub-game so that they could like move on. And then somebody like forked it and we didn't need that back in the game. I kind of hate this, but it's a mythic. Nobody's actually going to have this. Next up, Spelling Bee. Ouch. It's a 3-cost creature, alien, insect, 1/1, flying and death touch. And when Spelling Bee deals combat damage to a player, that player looks at the top card of their library and chooses a word on that card. You spell that word. I wasn't going to make the joke, but now it's halfway true. This set is kind of ableist in general, okay? Like, I ain't going to trip, I'm just pointing it out because it seems Hippocratic for them. Anyway, yeah, you spell the word. If you spell it correctly, draw a card, otherwise scry one. Not particularly hard, but I noticed that anybody under about 25 can't spell crap, so should be interesting. And probably embarrassing. Next up, Octo Opus. So it's a 5-cost blue enchantment, and when it enters battlefield, create a 4/4 blue octopus performer creature token named Contortionist. With, at the beginning of your upkeep, you may fold this token in half. So, tokens can be whatever you want. So, I mean, make it big. It might have to be official, though. But it becomes a 2/2, then a 1/1, then a 1/2, 1/2, and so on. Wait, do you have to actually do it physically? Well, anyway, that's awful. And then sacrifice Octo Opus, draw a card, and an additional card for each of the Contortionist's folds. And that's a free ability, so unless they got rid of the enchantment, you could do it when it's targeted or something, or like, Force Fight or Kill Spell. It's pretty good, but for 5, it's a little roundabout. But if you keep it going long enough, I mean, it's kind of interesting. We've seen like lower counters and charge counters that do something real similar. So, nothing too new, actually. Next up, Katarina of Mira's Marvels. It's a 4-cost white legendary creature human performer, and as it enters battlefield, choose a letter. Whenever you cast a spell whose name begins with the chosen letter, begins, not contains, create a white 2/2 cat creature token with flying and partner, because, of course, even though it's an acorn card. Well, it's got cats, so 10 out of 10. Next up, trivia contest. Oh, and there's Vorthos. It's an attraction. It has a 50% hit rate there. And visit. An opponent chooses white card, land card, or planeswalker card, then mills a card. You have 10 seconds to name something from the chosen category that starts with the same letter as the milled card. I feel like I could do that. If you do, claim the prize. The prize is you get 3 tickets, then you may put a sticker on a non-land permanent you control, and then sack it and open another one. That's actually kind of interesting, and that is actually the last spoiler for today's batch, but watch for more. There's going to be more coming tomorrow, and I'll see you guys next time.